Okay, Mike, Price is Right, executive producer. Tell us what a typical day is like for you if you're in production.
Oh wow, it's intense. We do 2 shows a day when we tape. So first thing I do is come in, check the scripts, look at what's going on for the day. We rehearse at 10:30, from 10:30 to 11:30, and then while that's happening, Stan, our great audience producer, is picking contestants at 11:30. Walk right in, pick the 9 contestants that are going to play in the game. About when we're done with that, Drew rolls in and into makeup, and we brief him on the show. And then at 11:50, we start taping. Taping takes about an hour and a half. Then we finish. Usually go into another meeting, prepping for shows that are going to happen in 6 weeks. So we're always planning the next set of shows. That finishes, we come right back out to rehearsal, rehearse, same thing, shoot 20 minutes later, and then we go back to the office, and then that's actually kind of when the work starts. We start trying to put together what happened that day, what we're going to do tomorrow, and this show's all about massive planning ahead, because it turns out the prizes don't just show up. Yeah, you have to make sure they're here, and the set pieces and all that stuff, so it's all mapped out really far in advance. So that's really kind of the lion's share of our work.
So, like a football team, the Monday through Saturday is the work, and the actual show, the
The
actual game is the fun part.
That's the fun. Yeah, the tapings are a blast, and we're enjoying that in a different way, but at a very high level, like hopefully the home audiences. So yeah, we absolutely love when we're taping. That's not the most relaxed, but it is the most fun.
What? How do you go about selecting the mix of the 6 games you're going to play on a given day?
Well, you always want 2 car games. I personally always like a cash game, although that's not always the case, but I do like a cash game. And then the rest of it's based on timing. So there are some games that are very, very long. Pay the Rent is a very long game. 10 Chances is a very long game. So you would have to combine that with a shorter game. So there's kind of like a Rubik's Cube style puzzle that we put together, and that's how we figure out the games. But there's that template of you're going to have 2 car games. Again, I love a good cash game, and then trying to get it to time out, and different varieties of prizes and different varieties of games and all of that mix well together.
How many are active right now?
I think we're at like 76.
Wow.
It's a lot. We just added a new one this season, Hot Seat. We were just looking at a new one in rehearsal today for next season. That's all I'll say. But yeah, we try to add one a year. But they have to be really impressive and really exciting because the base of games at Price is Right are so incredible. Adding one is kind of a big undertaking.
Have you retired any in recent years? I can't remember.
We haven't retired any in a while.
You have to upgrade them, though.
Yeah, we do a lot of refurbishment, and some of it's just aesthetic, some of it's just changing out the guts of the game. Since if they were built in 1978, they may not hold up under 2017's view. So we do a lot of that, but we haven't retired any in a while.
How long have you been here?
I have been here almost 9 years.
Okay, almost
so
as long as
a year
Drew.
after Drew started, I started.
What makes him a good host?
He is such an interesting guy. I think the most powerful thing about Drew when he's on the set is empathy. And that doesn't mean like sad empathy or whatever, but he is there with the contestant. He can feel when they're too nervous and not making sense in their brain. He can feel when to raise the excitement level. He can feel when to go, hey, are you good? He knows when they're not understanding or whatever. He has this sense of people that I've never seen with another host, to be honest. And he really is with them in that moment. And that is, he's funny. That's the obvious answer. Obviously, he's kind of an everyman kind of a guy, but it's really the empathy, the shared experience he and the contestant have in that moment.
Of the ones that you've added since you've been here, is there a particular favorite?
Well, there's a competition here on The Price is Right, and that is we are all trying to get games that we create on. And Drew came up with Rat Race some years ago. That is a really, really good game. I hate to give it to him, but that is a very, very strong game. Pay the Rent is a great one. Adam Sandler, our director, created. That's our $100,000 game. And then mine was Hot Seat. That was the one that premiered this year. But I have to say, as far as just iconography and Price is Rightness, Rat Race is really a great game.
I know you hear from fans in all kinds of ways, whether it's social media or straight up old snail mail or whatever. But what kinds of things do you hear, especially in the last couple of years?
People are really enjoying the game. They like the contestants. We've redone the set. We've gotten comments on that. We talked about new games. Whenever we put out a new game, we get nervous. I mean, I get nervous that how is it going to be received? They've been very well received. So, and the things that I hear in my own world with friends and family and stuff like that, a lot of it is about the prizes, and it's like, oh my gosh, I saw you guys had a trip to this, or you guys had a Ferrari on, or whatever it is. So, and that's one of the things we've worked on is the variety of prizes, so that everyone that's watching will see something that they really want, and that's my goal. That no matter who's in the audience or if you're watching at home, if you like designer stuff, you've got designer stuff. If you're a car guy like me, we had an amazing Mustang in the show you just went to. So there's always something for everyone. And if you like cash, well, you're in the right place too.
You also produce Let's Make a Deal.
I do.
How is for your perspective, how is your job different from one to the other?
See, Price is Right has these games and a very strict format. There's 6 pricing games, 2 wheels, and a showcase. Let's Make a Deal is the opposite. There is no format other than there is a big deal at the end of the episode, and everything else there we're making up. So it is very, very different. The timings are all very different. Let's Make a Deal can have 6 games and deals. It can have 8 deals. It can have 9. And then there's quickie deals at the end. So it is much more of an active role while you're actually making the show, figuring out the timing, what's going to work. Because then you've got Wayne, who is running around with the audience and making hay out of things that are amazing that you would never have time for in The Price is Right. So they're very, very different shows to produce.
Is that one tougher to edit because of all the improv and extra stuff going on?
No, everything ends up in the one take, and it is, yeah, because it is all over the place. Where this show, and it's not anything to do with the directors or the hosts or anything. It's just the nature of the 2 formats there are similarities in that there are 3 doors, and that's about where it ends.
You're an Emmy winner. Price is Right has won for game show recently. What did that mean to you? Being selected out by your peers.
It's one of those things that you can't believe it's happening when it's really happening. It means more to you than you kind of want it to mean. It meant a lot. It was really special. We've won twice now. To be a part of the show is an amazing experience just anyway. We're just being a part of TV history for a little bit of time, but the winning is, it's really the most amazing thing. Be able to share it with my family. My boys are old enough to appreciate what just happened, and so no, it's really an honor, and it's really the only thing is that I feel like everyone who works on the show, when the show wins for Best Emmy, I feel like everyone should get it because it's the entire show and it's every person here, and we do a thing for everyone when we win, and so yeah, it's really special because you can feel that everyone on the show feels good about it.